Hey guys, how you doing today? Making another video, not cell phone related, but more on the mixed martial arts side. So I have been, going to a couple schools so far. Like if you've seen in the last videos, trying to find, the right school, fit for me. For somebody my age, I'm in, my 40s, early 40s, and I started one school, a lot of kickboxing, mixed type MMA type stuff. Just a little bit too fast. I kind of explained in my other video, and then I ended up going to just a straight jiu-jitsu school, and that school, very right into grappling day one. Which could be something if you're interested in. That's great. With the gi, right into like choke holds and stuff. I've seen a lot of videos where some schools talk about like, yeah, like let's say you had, two twin people going into, at the same time, somebody was just, learning straight techniques, just, just the application, and the other person was going right into the grappling. Now, of course, the one going into the grappling is definitely going to get, toughened up because they're actually doing it live, but eventually, the person that's that's going right to the grappling, he's gonna exceed real quick, and this person who's just learning technique type stuff slowly but surely is going to exceed this person, because this person who just went into defense mode trying to survive, trying not to tap out, is eventually going to plateau out, where this person who just learned technique is going to exceed tremendously, exponentially I should say. So with that being said, again, I'm all new to this, so I've never, looked into this. So this is kind of why I'm making this video, make maybe easy for some people to kind of, learn from my mistakes. And so finding that information out, I started looking into, different schools, and I did find a great jiu-jitsu academy where they'll tell you like you're not even going to grapple until you get your third stripe on your belt. So I thought that was pretty cool, because especially like someone my age, like I haven't been real physically active in many years, and not flexible at all. Again, I used to do sports when I was younger, but it's been many ages ago. It was great because I was able to get started. Again, this is like a free trial. The other one that I went through for like 30 days, I had paid for that, so that's kind of really stuck to it. But I got beat up pretty good. But the third one that I went to, it was like a free trial, so they gave me like a week. So I said, okay, let me start doing this free trial stuff, because I want to go to the right school. So I started going there, and straight Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, really like great curriculum. They have a 16-week course. By the time they say you get through the 16-week course, you'll have your second or third stripe, or something like that around there. You probably have like a stripe or two in your white belt. And then you'll go into the grappling, because then they'll see that, okay, at least something now, some techniques to kind of defend yourself, or or whatever. So that made a lot of sense, because I was watching some other video where they said, well, actually no, I'm sorry, this school told me like, if you put two white belts together, they don't know what they're doing, especially like beginners, not even with one stripe. And nobody wants to get tapped out, submitted. So of course your egos kick in the beginning, so you want to kind of be like the strongest man in there or whatever. So you start going at it, your first instinct is to fight, so you start moving and shifting and this and that. Next you throw your back out, and boom. So that's what this school said. Hey, you're going to learn the techniques first, get in shape, you're doing the stuff, and then you'll be able to do the grappling, which makes a lot of sense to me. So I really liked it, and I was like ready to sign up for it, and I was like, oh, this is cool. But then I started thinking like, I'm not really trying to do this for like competition or or whatever. Yeah, I'd like to get a black belt, that'd be cool, but jiu-jitsu, forget it. Not forget it, I'm saying that it takes a long time. You get 10 years, maybe more. So I'm in it for the long haul, but at the same time, it's really more like for self-defense. And started thinking about it because I come from like a karate background when I was a kid. So that's, I think I got like a, I don't know, blue belt or green belt, whatever it was. But kicking, punching. So to me, the jujitsu really made sense because yeah, what happens if the guy jumps on top of you, grabs you from behind, and yeah, they teach you some self-defense stuff, but jujitsu is like really just that. Like somebody grabs you from behind, you hip toss them or this and that, but I was like, okay, I like the jujitsu, but what happens if especially in today's age, it's not one-on-one fighting anymore. It's like you get a couple kids come up to you, 2-3 kids, and they both want to fight you at the same exact time. So that's what happened to me about 15 years ago. I was out, somebody almost kind of ran us over. I said something which was stupid. I shouldn't have said anything, but I should have just walked away. 2 kids, my buddy walks away, and boom, next thing you know, I'm on the floor. Somebody, I got beat up. But, so I was thinking like, hey, instead of like going grappling right away, why not throw a really good punch to the solar flex or or a kick to the midsection and be done with it and just walk away. If it gets to that point, I'm saying like walk away first. But if they're confronting you, a nice kick to the to the thigh. I mean, you can give him a really bad Charlie horse and just knock him down, just walk away. He's not gonna be all bruised up, but he's definitely gonna have a dead leg and just walk away, and that's it. So, and I'm sure if somebody sees their buddy just completely fall on the ground after 1 or 2 kicks, they're probably gonna walk away too. They don't want any of that. So I started looking up different things online, and I found this thing that was called American Jiu-Jitsu, and I was like, whoa, American Jiu-Jitsu, I never heard of that before. I started like Googling different things, YouTubing different videos, and I found this guy. His name is Ted Gambardella, and apparently he's like in his 60s. He's been doing like karate and mixed martial arts, but he does jiu-jitsu, boxing, kicking, but he had this video. It's kind of like a funny, I don't know if you ever seen Napoleon Dynamite with Rex Kwon Do. Anyway, he makes some like really funny video. I don't think it's supposed to be funny. I just thought it was funny because they're really low grade. I mean, hey, my video is probably low grade. Somebody's probably saying that about my video. But just the background, he has like this, like martial art, Chinese back, Anyways, but he really makes a lot of sense about like Royce Gracie. Like the reason why he was really did so well in the beginning is because nobody had a ground game. Like with jiu-jitsu when he first started in UFC. And he would also mention, and it made a lot of sense that he didn't really have a stand-up game. I mean, he's amazing on the floor, of course, with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but he would just do this one lunging front kick and maybe like a punch, and then to get you on the ground and go from there, which is great for like UFC sport. But my thing is like, if that lunge kick isn't really gonna disable somebody, especially if they're trying to attack you. I mean, of course, don't go out to look for a fight. But what if he could only rely? What if he didn't have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Let's put it that way, and he can only rely on that front lunge kick. I mean, I don't know all his skills. I mean, I'm sure he's great, but the point was that he was kind of saying like, that front lunge kick is not going to really disable anybody. It's going to push him away from you. Yeah, maybe give you time to run away, but what if you have like 2 or 3 attackers? If you're good with your hands and kicking, like kickboxing or I that'll keep them away. So that started getting me thinking. Again, this is like for what I want. I mean, I'm not saying like, yeah, I know nothing about martial arts. Let's put it this way. But I was thinking in my head, what would be the best thing for me? Like if somebody came in and tried to attack me, like, do I want to go to the ground immediately? You know what I mean? Put him in an arm bar. What if he's got a buddy and then I'm on the ground and he's kicking me in the face? So I started thinking about, well, why not try to find a school? Well, anyways, point is, he talked about a thing called American Jiu-Jitsu and how it was started like, I don't know, like in 1904, and somebody wrote a book in 1924, and they showed it was a book with illustrations of some guys. It was funny. It was like they weren't wearing gis. They almost looked like, old school, what do they call that? Nacho Libre, or I forget, like the wrestlers with like the Speedo type short, no shirt, the boots on, and the old WWF type wrestlers like Big Al Bundy or whatever, and so they were showing moves in 1924. Obviously, this is before the whole Gracie Jiu-Jitsu I think started. I don't know, maybe it was the same time, I'm not sure, but they were saying it was before, so my dates might be wrong. But they were showing illustrative pictures where they were teaching techniques of the arm bar, arm bars and getting your hooks in and this type of stuff. So but they also include like boxing and kicking and these kind of things that I think it's like today's modern MMA, like mixed martial arts. So and if you think about like UFC, there's guys that come in there like Brock